Athletically, there's no doubting the abilities of Buffalo Bills linebacker Jim Haslett, nose tackle Fred Smerlis, nor offensive tackle Ken Jones. The same goes for Sabres left winger Lindy Ruff and centerman Dave Andrechuk. And former professional wrestler Eliot Apollo is still an imposing figure. So the question was, could they fish? To find out, we gathered all six at the Fort Niagara Boat Ramp in Youngstown to compete in the first annual Channel 7 Celebrity Fishing Derby. The boats were put together by Western York Charter Service Captain Dan Dahl, and the teams were as follows. Haslett and Jones on the Hogmaster charter boat, captained by Jim Taylor and Larry Balsh. Ruff and Andrechuk would board the Trophy Charters craft with captains Mark and Sonny Croisdale. And after Smerlis and Apollo finished their greetings, they would venture out on the Riverman boat with Rich and Colleen Rotella. Now, just to make it interesting, Haslett had a personal challenge for his fellow competitors.
$20 I get more
That's the first time I go out fishing.
20 bucks. Me too. 20 bucks I get more fishing.
We get the luck, you know.
$5. Hey,
Their quest was for lake trout and the powerful Chinook salmon. And with greetings dispensed, it was off to the lake. Now, this was a totally new experience for some of our participants, and when Jim Haslett took over the helm on the Hogmaster boat, I was hoping I was not in for a new experience as well, such as capsizing.
We don't want it to go faster.
We would head to a depth of 100 feet, where the fish were hanging anywhere from 15 to 30 feet down. The charter captains had every piece of equipment in the book, and gave our celebrity fishermen a few pointers.
Did you ever watch those guys on television fight those big fish in the chair and they go like that? Do the same thing.
And either the lake trout or the salmon's going to bite those lures.
That rod pops, that means the fish hits. You got to be on it.
Limit, 1,200 pounds. I weigh 300. And you weigh 280 with your stuff on. Just about there.
Forget it, we're just about there, Kuba.
Let me tell you something about Kenny Jones. He's been fishing. He's been hunting for deer, elk, pheasant, turkey, and he's O for whatever. Every day he's been out, he's an O for.
I don't go to the fish market, to the store where you think your turkey hunt tops. You go to the meat department and pick you out a turkey. Ready to go now, huh? Let's bite.
I started the day on the Hogmaster charter boat with Jim Haslett and Ken Jones of the Bills. Jones was an experienced fisherman, while Haslett was a complete novice. They decided to flip a coin to see who would pull in the first fish. In fact, they were big on flipping coins, as Haslett tossed a few coins in the chilly waters of Lake Ontario just for good luck. But they had no luck while I was aboard, so I moved on.
Maybe you have better luck without me.
Truer words were never spoken, as the first fish hit as soon as I left.
Did you get that on film, big guy?
Yep. What are you going to do with it now?
I'm going to throw it in a live well.
Where?
Get your cameraman standing there.
alive?
No. We just hit him with a pair of pliers.
There's a ruby in this here lure, and that's the trick. It was either that or Bob leaving the boat.
Then it was Haslett's turn.
Oh, Nelly! That's a big sucker!
On the next one, it appeared Haslett had a whopper, but it would soon become the one that got away.
You gotta be kidding me.
That was 4.
What did I do wrong?
Nothing.
Sure.
Before the day was over, the two veterans had caught some respectable fish.
That's a big sucker! We win! We win! Signal, we win!
Meanwhile, on the Trophy Charters boat, the team of Lindy Ruff and Dave Andrechuk had their hands full. Their first catch of the day was cameraman Mickey Ostreicher. Looks like Mickey put up quite a fight. But that was nothing compared to the first fish Ruff reeled in. It was a Chinook salmon, and a beauty.
Stay with it, stay with it. Work it, baby, work it.
Okay. Oh, he's going underneath. The head of the boat now.
Cut the boat in, Dad.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, I'm right caught her on the buoy now.
Yeah. Really? You got him now. He's tired. He's getting tired.
Beautiful. Fighting it like a champ.
Like you're fishing all your life.
I think we got him, Andy.
Get him off the back. Hard off the back.
them over this way. I got lines over here if you can, Lindy. Just pull them with your rod there.
Right there.
Yeah, come on back.
That'll be a shield.
I'm getting your motor. Okay. I have to get back there. Hey, Mickey. Carrying somewhere. You can just remove the front. Fish of the day!
That's a beauty.
Okay, there's a little button on the side there. A little silver on the reel. Just give me some slack on the top there.
It's a he.
That's the nice one. Got that. Yeah, that's the big one. How much you bound? I think you're in.
Oh my god.
Good 20. Grab the tail. Get a nice picture of that one.
Oh, come on, it's only 20 pounds. Curl the baby. Yeah.
Then Andrew Chuck would warm up by hauling in his first catch. Not a trophy, but it counted. In fact, Andy had his share of the smaller ones, but you wouldn't know it to hear him tell the story.
3 little ones would be nice if I got one big one. One big 30-pounder would be nice, but hopefully it's coming. It's following the boat right now.
After I'd gotten aboard, Ruff explained his technique in catching the big salmon.
When he was close to the boat, and I reached down and I punched him just to knock him off. The final blow.
I sticked him.
Yeah.
The action was not quite as furious on the Riverman boat with Fred Smirlis and Elio DePaulo, but just as entertaining. When the first fish hit, Smirlis grabbed the rod, and Elio grabbed Smirlis. Unfortunately, this one got away. But soon another would take its place, and this one would not escape.
Oh, that's a beauty, that's a beauty, that's a beauty. Oh, go back, beautiful. Hey, look at this beautiful thing.
Baby, he got an eel on him. He's got one of those lampreys I was telling you about.
Look at this.
See the eel?
Look at this beautiful. Look at that. Look at that, Freddie. All right, Kumba. All right, Kumba. Look at that, baby. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Look at that. Look at this.
Lamprey eel that was on the fish.
Look how beautiful. Look at this. Kumba, look at this.
How much that thing weigh?
That's a nice one. Look at that.
Now, Elio DePaulo had claimed this was his first fishing trip ever, so you're about to witness his first fish ever. Was he happy?
All right, Kumba. Look at that, baby. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Look at that.
Smirlis would then latch on to a nice-sized lake trout to round out a fine morning of fishing. Our celebrity fishermen had done well, each reeling in a citizen of Lake Ontario's cold waters. But as the day wore on, the Great Lake began to churn, and along with it, the stomachs of several of our fishermen. It was now time to head back to Fort Niagara and weigh in our catch and see which one of our 3 teams came out on top. The first one back on land was Jim Haslett, and he had had enough of the choppy conditions.
How you feeling, Jim? Oh, I feel terrible.
The rest of the VIPs began to compare fish, and it was time to hit the scale. Fred Smirlis and Elio DePaulo were first, and their largest catch of the day was a lake trout, which weighed in at 8 pounds, 4 ounces.
What a team, huh? Tech team.
The ethnic squad here.
The Adriatic connection.
Next, Ken Jones and Jim Haslett had their catch weighed in, and while they had no lunkers, all were in the 8 to 10 pound vicinity. But the winning fish was Lindy Ruff's Chinook salmon. 21 pounds and 10 ounces of powerful fish. A fine catch for any fisherman, pro or novice.
Still frozen.
It was then time to hand out the respective awards.
Captain Mark from the Trophy Charters. And Dave, Lindy, key to winning this big tournament?
Our captain, definitely our captain. We had the best equipment, the best boat, the best fishermen, and we come up with the biggest hardware.
Well, I think the key was they were out this morning at 7 o'clock charting all the fish, so we got out there, we knew where they were.
So it was easy for you.
We just jumped in the boat and reeled them in. I mean, we didn't have enough rods for all the fish were out there.
Well, in second place we have from the Buffalo Bills, Kenny Jones and Jim Haslett.
We use their fish for
and their team from the
Hogmaster Charters.
Hogmaster Charters. I think kind of appropriate for the guys that won the second place. Kenny, Jim, you know, I left you guys. You didn't catch any fish. I left. I think I must have been jinxing you guys.
Well, I think the secret was getting you off our boat. I think the biggest challenge for the day was staying upwind from Hazard because I didn't know when we were going to have the chum going over the side of the boat.
Getting a little seasick out there, Jim?
Just a little. I'm just glad to be back.
Did you hook any fish with your nose?
And last but not least, and Brenna, if you could bring it over, third place, they weren't shut out. Fred Smirlis and Ilio DiPaolo with the Niagara River Charter, and they took third.
But Fred, the only difference between us and them was we fished. They went to the store and bought their fish before they came out.
It was frozen fish, if you check that.
What were you using for bait?
Hazard's fish.
Our fish. We were catching fish, they were using for bait. They never catch. No. For the first time I went fishing. This is the first time in my life. I tell you, we did great. The competition was great. Oh, God, don't hear the cheek too. We were afraid of the boat. It was, you know, me and him on the same boat.
It was like this.
The boat was going like this. If one time he moved on my side, we almost went over.
1,200-pound limit. We had Elio leave his shoes on board.
But you didn't use meatballs for bait. I thought you were going to go to the meatballs.
He suggested, Elio, did you bring some pepperoni? Because if we all got to do is eat pepperoni spray
Get some Italian fish.
and a bite, and that's it. We catch him for sure.
No bacalao out there today. Well, that takes care of our first annual Celebrity Fishing Derby, and I'm sure there'll be many more to come. From Lake Ontario, Bob Koshinski for Eyewitness Sports.